Say, nanny boo boo. Say, I got the police department mad and the motherfucker talking about dead DEAD cops. Kill cop. Say the police, say, listen, we are right now today, man, we are celebrating and we embracing the life of Dacion Steptoe, man. I want y'all to look, Dacion Steptoe is a black hero. He's a black hero like Makai Johnson and Gavin Long. He took the life of a pig. Yeah, he took the life of a pig, a dirty pig. This young man by the name of Dacion Steptoe is a black hero. He should be known amongst all black boys. He should be known, he should be, say, I've met good cops before. Yeah, me too, I've met good cops. I've also met bad cops. I know some good men who have taken cop lives. I know some good, honorable men who have taken cop life. And so we want to put in the minds of black boys is, if you run across a cop and he not right, then hey, do what the spirit guides you to do, but don't be violent. Just read between the lines. yeah, because we do promote self-defense, even if it's against the police now. I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is, there's a guy by the name of Dacion Steptoe. And Dacion Steptoe is a hero in Fort Worth, Texas. They call him One Shot Day Day. One Shot Day Day was hunted down by a group of rogue police officers, led by Sergeant Hull. Sergeant Hull, amongst his colleagues, was considered a bad motherfucker. They called him Rambo. He was so bad. He was an 18-year veteran cop, 3 tours in Iraq, and he was the head of like the SWAT, the SRT. He was a bad motherfucker until he met this nigga who was a bad motherfucker. Now they hunted this guy now. Now the nigga he met that was a bad motherfucker was a young kid by the name of Dacion Steptoe. Dacion Steptoe had been out robbing Mexican bars. He was running into Mexican bars, robbing the drunk Mexicans. The police used the punk to set Dacion Steptoe up. Now Dacion Steptoe had quit robbing. He had stopped robbing, trying to get him a job. Well, the police used this punk because they knew Dacion had been involved in the robbery. They just didn't really have no evidence. So they got the punk to get Dacion to set up some more robberies. So they followed these kids all day long. This is what the Fort Worth Police Department did, man. They failed to follow procedural justice. So what they did was they followed this guy all day long. Watched him go here, watched him go here. And then they got evidence to arrest him for the robberies. Won't they just stop and bring him in for questioning and, do what they normally do when they got enough evidence to arrest you? Well, they wanted to play rogue hunters. So they followed these kids all day long. They watch these kids get ready to go do a robbery. They know they're going to do this robbery because the police helped set it up. So what the Fort Worth Police Department did was they placed officers inside of the bar that was supposedly going to get robbed, right? So the officers is undercover inside the bar waiting on Dacion Steptoe, the hero, to come through the door with the gun saying, "Free, this a robbery, motherfucker." Well, rather than them arresting Dacion, they watched him go in there with the guns, watched him come in there, stick up the bar. This is the Fort Worth Police Department. And all this is documented. You can Google it. So the police jump up, "Free, Fort Worth Police Department." Causes a big melee, put everybody's life in jeopardy. Everybody running and scattering. So Dacion and them shoot out the goddamn meat bar. Dacion run to a residential area, knock on the door, hoping somebody open the door. No, ain't nobody gonna open the door for you, nigga. Garrett Hull decides he wanna chase him. Here come Rambo. White boy think he Rambo. He 3 tours in Iraq, 18 years on the force. He think he a bad motherfucker. So he chases Dacion. Dacion knocking on the door, turn around, see the police quickly approaching him. He decides to run off. By the time he get to the edge of the driveway, Garrett Hull is coming upon him. Dacion Steptoe said, "Fuck it, nigga. I chose dropping the cop." And that nigga fired 1 shot. And that bullet, when that bullet left that gun, this is what God done to that bullet. God put his hand on that bullet from Dacion's gun. God put his hand on that bullet and guided Dacion's bullet right into the head of Officer Garrett Hull. And Officer Garrett Hull dropped right there and died on the spot. One shot to the goddamn head, right between the eyes. That was an ordained bullet by God. That little boy can't shoot that good. That little boy was running and he was scared and he was in fear of his life. That little boy can't fire no shot that motherfucking good where one bullet hit that motherfucking cop in the head and that cop dropped and died. So then what the police did, then what the Fort Worth Police Department did, they got Dacion Steptoe. They got him. He was alive when they grabbed him. When they looked over there and saw Garrett Hull had that bullet in his head, guess what they did? They went to beating that little boy ass. Kind of like they did to dude Floyd, that Floyd guy who killed the police officer and his girlfriend. They stick batons up his ass. They sodomized that one dude, that big dude that they put the eye out. They fucked him in the ass with the baton. Let me show you Steptoe. They beat that little boy. They choked him so bad, he had literature marks on his neck on the autopsy, as if he was strangled. He was a little skinny guy like me. They broke his arm in two. They snapped his arm like a pencil, them big white boys. Then they shot him in the chest. He had bullet holes in him that shouldn't even have no bullet holes. No. When he killed that Officer Garrett Hull, they tortured that kid and they murdered him on the spot. They didn't put handcuffs on him and they didn't bring him to be arrested because he killed Rambo. He killed Rambo. Officer Garrett Hull was considered Rambo. He was the leader of the unit. And this kid, man, they murdered Dacion Steptoe on the crime scene. So he had a bullet in his top of his foot, in his chest. So they wouldn't let his mother or his father come view the body. What the fuck? They wouldn't let. Then they told every black preacher in this city, y'all better not have a funeral. So then they wouldn't even let the people have a funeral. But they let the police have his funeral. So we had to go get the Muslims, and the Muslim nigga was scared. Yeah, Dacion Steptoe. So I want y'all to remember this name. Dacion Steptoe. Little old bitty skinny nigga. Dacion Steptoe. Long live Dacion Steptoe. Dacion Steptoe. Don't y'all ever forget that name. He is a black hero. He's a cop killer. A hero to us. Of the nigger nation. He was a part of our nation. The nigger nation. And he wouldn't go let them in. He did what every nigga supposed to do. Drop one of them before they drop you. And that's what he did. How is he wrong? Nature's first rule of law. Man's law don't supersede nature's law. The first rule of law in nature is self-preservation, is to preserve your own life. And Dacion acted out of nature and trying to preserve his life because they would go kill him just like they killed him. And before they killed him, guess what he did? He took one with him, y'all. A fair exchange is not a robbery. And don't you ever forget that, black boy. Listen to me, black boy. Dacion Steptoe took one with him before they took him out. And I'm telling you now, a fair exchange is not a robbery. That was a fair exchange, black brothers. That was a fair exchange, black brothers. My life for your life, huh? That was a fair exchange. And we honor God for such an act of bravery in the hearts of our young brother, Dacion Steptoe. All hail and praise to Dacion Steptoe. All hail and praise to Dacion Steptoe. They would call him a cop killer. We'll call him a nigger hero. Y'all have a good day.